So we are back with another pantry cooking video where I take ingredients from my fridge, from my cupboard, from my freezer, and I try to use them up before they go bad. So the first recipe for today's video is going to be a vegetable salad, like cucumber tomato salad. I like to do this with like any vegetables that I might have in my fridge that might be going bad. Like carrots, cucumber, tomatoes, anything in that family really. Maybe even bell peppers will be good. Just any vegetables that you might have that are starting to turn or that you haven't used up yet is ideal for this salad. So I'm gonna go wash these veggies, except for the onion, and then I'll be right back. Now I've got my nice bowl here that I'm gonna mix everything in. So for the cucumbers, I like to go down the middle, just like this, so that we get these half moons, sort of. Now for the tomatoes, I'm just going to cut them in half like this. Down the middle. Boom. Boom. Just like this. Now I've got like half an onion here that I opened up and didn't finish. So we're going to use that up too. Now we're going to do our dressing, which I do right in here. I have some vegetable oil. You can use olive oil if you want, but I like a more neutral tasting oil. I've got some balsamic vinegar, which I am basically out of. Have a little bit left here too. This should be enough. Now we have some garlic powder. We have some onion powder. Fresh ground pepper. A touch of salt. And by far the most important ingredient is some MSG. This really enhances the flavors, brings everything out. It really makes it taste good. Now for this, if it sits for a little while, it tastes even better. So like if you want to make it a couple hours in advance, that is perfectly fine. But it should be good even just right now. Oh, you know what I forgot? A pinch of sugar. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little pinch. That's right on the money. Crunchy, tangy, with a little touch of sweetness. You don't really get the sugar, but it accents everything. So yeah, I am going to keep this in my fridge and eat it over the next couple days. Maybe I'll share some with my partner and enjoy this because it is very delicious. So now the next thing I have are these apples. They've been sitting on my counter for a week or two and they're starting to get kind of soft, but I don't want to throw them out. So, I'm going to make an apple crisp. And this part, I'm either going to compost or just toss. So now what we want to do with this is a little bit of lemon juice so that nothing turns brown. I'm also going to throw a 1/4 cup of sugar in here. So the next part we're going to do is the crumble. I have 1 stick of this vegan margarine. We're going to add another 1/4 cup of sugar to this and 3/4 of a cup of flour. Having one of these, this is a pastry cutter, is going to greatly simplify this for you. But if you don't have one of these, you could just use a fork. Now we are going to bake this beautiful crumble at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes until everything looks nice, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I have this Breyer's oat milk ice cream. This variety is really good. It's just a plain vanilla. I've also got some of this vegan caramel. Oh, that's so good. The caramel really adds a nice flavor to it. Although by itself it is delicious. You get the nice crunch from the streusel topping. Some cooling creaminess from the ice cream. The apples are the star here though. 3 cheers for saving those apples from going in the garbage, am I right? I mean, this is absolutely delicious. I have to apologize if you can hear the air conditioner in the background, because it is getting a little warm. I did have some odds and ends that I wanted to use up, like this bag of cheddar shreds. This is probably about a cup of chickpea flour. There's some plant cream in here. So I'm going to make some drop biscuits. It's going to be like the Red Lobster ones, but vegan. I got to start with a half cup of this. Hopefully this will make it. It'll make it. It's like a third of a cup. I'm just going to leave it at that. I needed to use this up. Just going to do a splish, like a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to let this sit. We have the remains of this chickpea flour that I'd like to use up. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Got a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And now I'm gonna add some stuff that this recipe doesn't call for, like some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some smoked paprika. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then this plant cream goes in. And I'm also gonna add this cheese. It's probably about a half cup, maybe a little more. And these are gluten-free, by the way. Now we're going to bake these at 425 for about 10 to 13 minutes. Now I have this open stick of vegan margarine. It's like half a stick. I'm going to go melt this for the top. Now I'm just going to eyeball some garlic powder, some parsley, some smoked paprika, and just a touch of MSG. And we'll brush this on top when they come out of the oven. Wow, these smell really good. I don't think I can eat them yet. They're going to be too hot. They're going to kill me. So I've got some other odds and ends here. This is like maybe half a box of these shells. I've got an open package of TVP. There's maybe like a cup and a half in here. I've got this jar of sauce from a video I did. I've got tofu that's been in my fridge for a while, which is expiring soon. And I've got this bag of shaved Parmesan that was in my drawer. And I'm going to make some stuffed shells. And we'll start with the vegan ricotta, which is going to be this tofu. Let me just drain this and put it in a bowl. Now I do have a tofu ricotta recipe on my website. I'm not going to be following it exactly because I'm pretty sure it calls for an ingredient that I don't have right now, which is vegan egg replacer, just egg. But I'll link it for you in the description regardless. And I'm also, the recipe calls for you to use a food processor, which I'm not doing. I'm going to use a fork, which is probably more accessible if you were looking to make this and maybe you don't have a food processor or a blender or whatever. First I'm going to mash this up a little bit. Half a cup of nutritional yeast, about 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. You got a tablespoon of garlic powder. Oh no, there is no vegan egg in there, it's just almond milk. Okay, I've got this oat milk, like a half a cup. And then I'm just going to throw in some salt and pepper. My household got this fancy new contraption that grates it for you. Not the smoothest ricotta out there, but it works for my purposes. And it smells amazing even from here. I mean, it smells really good. Now the next thing we're going to do is rehydrate this TVP. This is going to be the meat in our meat sauce. And I'm just going to use the rest of this. Comes out to about a cup. So I'm just going to put like maybe a cup and a half of water in here. Maybe a cup and a third. I'm not trying to be fancy here. Mix this together real well so it can rehydrate properly. And then we're going to get it on the stove. Shells, I'm going to do them for like 12 minutes. So I'm just going to add a little oil to this pan. Spraying this with a little oil so nothing sticks. Throw down some of this very meaty meat sauce. Just going to fill these babies up. And of course, as you know, I will not be wasting a single piece of this pasta. Just top this with the rest of our sauce. Finish it off with this. So I'm doing this at 350 covered for about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to take the cover off and do it for another 10 minutes. Alright, moment of truth. I'm going to try one of these rolls first. Because I've been dying to try them. They've been cooling for like half an hour. Oh man. Wow, these are so good. They're very cheesy, and they've got a nice crunch to them. You can see they got nice and golden brown on the bottom. These biscuits are so easy to make. Like, making the Red Lobster biscuits, but vegan, is so easy to do that I don't know why you wouldn't do it. But yeah, the melted vegan butter with the spices on top is a must. That gives it kind of like that nice flavor. The only thing is I forgot to season the sauce, so I'm just going to throw some salt and pepper on top. And advise you not to forget to season your sauce, because it does make a difference. Also, the cheese melted a little weird. I feel like Daiya cheese used to melt weird. Now Daiya cheese melts really well. Violife melts weird. So that's strange, but... It's amazing what a little seasoning can do. I wish the cheese melted better. That being said, this is a very hearty, meaty, delicious vegan dinner that serves probably like 4 or 5 people. And we cleared out our pantry a little bit, which is always very cool. These are to die for. But thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it gave you some ideas to maybe go in your kitchen, in your pantry, and get a little creative with some leftovers you might have. Because really what this is all about is about not wasting food, which I feel today is now more than ever is so important to just use everything that we possibly can and prevent waste. So yeah, give this video a like if you liked it. I post vegan recipes, trying vegan recipes, videos like this one where I do pantry cooking, body doubling sometimes, just all around vegan content. If that interests you, go ahead and subscribe, because I post every Friday. And I'll see you next time, and I hope that you're doing well. Peace out.